you really need dual card slots? So yo, what is going on guys, it's Garth here from Murphy's Film, and today I want to talk to you about dual card slots. So about a week ago, Canon released this, the Canon EOS RP, being their cheaper, full frame, mirrorless, entry-level camera. Bearing in mind this camera is over £1,000, so to me it's not really like entry-level. A couple of weeks before, they announced this, the Canon EOS R, their first full frame mirrorless camera. Around the same time, Nikon releases these, the Canon the Nikon Z6 and Z7. And what do all of these cameras have in common? Single card slots. So what does the internet do? It does internet things. Most photography YouTubers flocked to these cameras. There are plenty of channels out and about who will give you a rundown of the spec, who will give you a hands-on review of the camera, hands-on preview. They'll make about 6 videos about each single one of these cameras. And don't get me wrong, they're all great cameras, but they all say the same thing. One card slot. Do you know what else has one card slot? This has one card slot. I know you're looking at it thinking, Garth, that's a Leica, it's a film camera, it's your M4. I know, so let me talk about it. So as photographers, you know it, I know it, we all love camera gear. We all love looking at lenses. We all love looking at cameras. We all love gushing over the specs. I mean, come on, the Nikon F3 with its take the top off, look down like it's a TLR and stick it in automatic mode. How wonderful does that sound? Or to you digital shooters that have come across this video, how great does it to shoot silently with these new mirrorless cameras? Your Sonys, your Canons, your Z6, your Z7s. How nice is it to be able to shoot absolutely silently when you need it? But the purpose of this video is not to be bashing on digital cameras. The purpose of this video is to remind you as photographers, as people who enjoyed the gear, that gear doesn't really matter. Okay, let me backtrack. Gear does matter to an extent. If you need a macro lens to get close to either scan your negatives, like a lot of film photography YouTubers are doing right now, or if you need a macro lens because you are a macro photographer. If you're a studio photographer, you need your strobes, you need your lights. I get it. Gear does matter to an extent. But the amount of people and amount of videos I have seen of YouTubers and reviewers and stuff like that bashing on these new cameras because they do not have dual card slots. I mean, to be fair, if you're paying over £1,000 for a camera, I would expect dual card slots. Hell, I would expect more than dual card slots if I was paying over £1,000 for a camera. I digress. The point of this video being is, at the end of the day, you're a photographer and you need to look at what you need as a photographer. Personally, as you can tell by the YouTube name, I shoot film. I shoot 100% film, and the only reason I have a digital camera is for this channel. So before we go any further with this video, I want to remind you, look at the great images. Look at some of the greatest and most influential images that have ever been taken. I'll put some up on screen. These were all shot on film. These photographers did not need dual card slots to get the job done. They got the job done with what they thought was right at the time and they were passionate about, and they had a roll of film with them. If you, as a photographer, cannot get the job done with one card slot or one roll of film, I worry about you. And I'm not even saying that just to be horrible or be a douchebag. I just want you to think about what you need as a photographer. Do you really need dual card slots? Would you prefer film? It's entirely up to you. But what I do want to do is I want to show you this book. This is a photography book by a photographer named Spencer Murphy. No relation whatsoever. I wish there was, because this book is phenomenal. It's a book called Urban Dirt Bikes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of images from this book because it's absolutely brilliant. Some amazing storytelling and some amazing portraiture in here. And I just want you to remember, as I show you a couple of the images, on film, you don't need dual card slots. You can do it with what you've got. So yeah, it's a pretty good book. And as I say, they're all on film. They're all shot on Portra 400, in case you're wondering, with either an RZ or an RB. I'm not too sure. He's not very specific about gear on his website or his Instagram, because it doesn't matter. He's got the gear he uses, he's got the gear he likes, and he uses it to create great work, along with all the other photographers of the past, such as Henri Cartier-Bresson, Sol Leiter, Ernest Haas, Irving Penn, Vivian Maier, Steve McCurry. The list goes on and on and on. The point of this video is not to be bashing on digital cameras. Digital cameras have their place. If you're doing client work, I completely understand why you would use a digital over film if you had the choice. But personally, for my kind of work, I am a film photographer. If I've got a few digital photographers come to this video because of the title or whatever, yeah, cool. Welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy. If not, leave all your hate. I don't really care. I mean, that little thing shoots film, and it's so much fun. It might not have 32,000 megapixels, or whatever it is, 32 megapixels. Yeah, 32 megapixels. It takes half frame, which is half the size of a standard negative. But do you know what? It's a good little camera, and it does me for what I need on the street. Same with my Leica, and same with medium format stuff. Yes, I know I said gear doesn't matter, but I'm a bugger for it. I've got loads of gear behind me that admittedly I am trying to shrink down, but even still. Sometimes you need cameras to do the job. Not every camera will give you the same result. I get it. But as I say, just because a camera doesn't have dual card slots is not a reason to hate on a camera and start bashing on it. Canon and Nikon have got a lot of hate recently, and I just think as photographers we need to stop being an angry mob online and just more concentrate on actually making images rather than just kicking off. So it's just something that's been on my mind for a little bit, and I know this video was a bit all over the place, but hey ho, it's what you do. It's YouTube, it's the internet. He's probably gonna meme me or something, I don't know. So without any further ado, it's been Garth here from Murphy's Film. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you are digital shooters that have just discovered this channel, feel free to stick around. I've got plenty more videos down on the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and all that other good stuff. And if you think that as photographers we concentrate too much on gear and we need to just crack down and carry on making images, give this video a share with one of your friends, or leave me a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. So yeah, it's been Garth here from Murphy's Film. Don't forget to follow on Instagram and all that other good stuff, and I will speak to you guys later. Peace out.